All right, you tweeted this at the New Heights account. Please elaborate. How close did you or Mark Schlereth come to your pants on air?
Okay, so all right, let's just say Mark Schlereth, shout to Stink, my guy.
Yeah, Stink.
I taught him how to tie his tie, and like it should have been a Sports Center commercial. I taught him how to get that great dimple in the middle of his tie, and he, to this day, we love laughing about that. But this was a story. Show me a man who says he hasn't shit his pants, I'll show you a liar. Has it happened on air? I explained. Mark Schlereth is familiar with it. So there was a day where I was having a rough day. Had a little bubble, a little gurgle in the belly, a little bad tummy.
Yeah.
And I'm said to Stink, buddy, there's a decent chance that while we're sitting out here, I might my pants. And Stink says to me, oh, it's fine. It's fine. You just need to put some leaves in the gutter. I'm like, excuse me? He's like,
What?
you don't know leaves in the gutter? I'm like, what's leaves in the gutter? He's like, you just take a big giant ball of toilet paper and you ball it up and you put it in your ass crack. And then while you're sitting there, you know, in your boxers, it's basically like a diaper of sorts.
You're just making
I wasn't going to full on shit my pants. It was going to be just a short kind of a moment. Just that, is this a fart? Oh, it's hot. No, that wasn't a fart. And so I had leaves in the gutter. And then that night, this gets better.
It's a pro move.
He's there to do analysis on, say, the Thursday night game. For argument's sake, it's the Steelers and the Bengals. I don't remember. But I said, because a lot of what we do are inside jokes, I said, Stink, tonight, the Steelers defense, man, they bottled up that run for the Bengals like leaves in the gutter. And Stink barely can get through the segment because I'm talking about the balled up toilet paper in my butt crack that he shared with me. And I'm happy to say I did not need the leaves in the gutter, but fellas, maybe ladies, when in doubt, if you need to go leaves in the gutter, there's a pro tip from Mark Schlereth to me to you. And that's the story of how Scott Van Pelt almost shit his pants on TV.
That's cool.
Wow. I didn't know we were going to get into that, but that's a true story. There you go.
I'm stealing that
leaves
too. I'm telling everybody that leaves in the gutter.
Hey,
shout out to Stink.
It happens, and if you got a little gurgly belly, you want to make sure that would be a real bad problem if it happened without the leaves in the gutter.
Yeah, for sure.
What do you watch outside of sports, Scott?
This is a bone of contention with Stanford Steve. Nothing. I have so many shows I know I'm supposed to watch. He's like, you got to watch, and Steve is a consumer of content. He's up on all the great shows. And then he's like, bro, White Lotus. And then he shows me the White Lotus scene where Goggins' character's talking to the dude about ladyboys. And I'm like,
it's so great.
I'm like, this is the show I'm supposed to watch? Like, my man's going through it.
Oh yeah.
That's a tough on-ramp for a show. If like, what's this? He's like, oh, it's a resort. Like, what kind of resort is it? So I have 3 young kids. Maybe this is sad, but it's true. I just really love sports. And if I have free time and there's a game on, I find myself watching it, A, because I like it, and B, because it's my job to kind of be aware of what's going on. And so I don't think I've watched anything like immersed in it since Breaking Bad, and that hasn't been on the air in years.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's been a while.
A good one, though.
I'm really, really bad at this because I know what I'm supposed to know, and I can kind of passively bullshit my way through a White Lotus or a Severance conversation. Like I saw you talking to Ben about waffles and all this stuff, and I know what it's about, but only vaguely, and that's always bad. It's like if you only speak like a little bit of Spanish, and people are talking Spanish, and you're just nodding, and you're like, biblioteca. Yeah. Zapatos. That's shoes, right. I'm that guy that knows like 8 words in Spanish. That's what I'm able to do when it comes to TV shows. And I always say I'm going to do it, but I'm not going to lie to anybody anymore. I'm probably not going to watch any of this. And that's my own fault, but that's where I'm at.
Well, what about TV shows about sports? What about like Ted Lasso?
I was in that, no big deal.
Yeah. There we go.
No, that was actually really cool. This and you had Jason on, and he broke the news about that, which was cool.
Yeah.
I was told, hey, Jason Sudeikis wants to talk to you. I said, what about? Like, well, he wants, they're going to do this show and he wants to talk to you about it. I said, well, just tell him I'll just do it. Whatever it is, it's fine. It's a cameo. No big deal.
Yeah.
No, he really wants to talk to you. Okay. So I end up on the phone with Sudeikis and we end up talking for like an hour about life and how we held a lot of similar views about gratitude and all the stuff I was kind of talking about.
Yeah,
and
awesome.
What a cool man, what a great dude, what a fun guy to talk to. And he just wanted me, it was really important to him that I understood what this guy was about, and then how much they wanted me to be sort of the guy that set the tone in that very first episode with the SportsCenter thing about this coach that's going to go over. And I'm like, sure, of course. But what I got out of it was this really, really meaningful conversation with this guy right before this thing became this phenomenon. And so it was really neat because, Jason, you mentioned when you brought me on, it was nice. Like, I've been nominated a lot. I've been nominated like 8 times for an Emmy. I've never won one. Well, when they won everything, I'm like, hey man, I was in an episode. Do I get a trophy? Like, how's this work?
That, right?
You told me how important it was for me to be part of it. Like, I was in one. Like, how far down the line of credits do we go? I was kidding. I didn't really want one. I'm not that thirsty, but anyway, it was cool that he asked me to be part of that, and that he had this sincere want for me to understand what it was about. So anyway, no, like I did watch Ted Lasso. The wife and I watched that. I think that's the sweet spot for me. I need something that's about that long that you can kind of watch on demand when, you're not refereeing WWE between the boys in the basement.
I love it.